everybody? It's Redefined to the TV, and as promised, I did a video a few days ago. How did I know my wife was the one? And today
it's my turn. We're going to talk about how I knew that he was my husband, or the will of God, or the one for me.
My Boaz.
My Boaz, my king. First, he had integrity. He did what he said he was going to do. I had been in a lot of past relationships that were, ended in heartbreak, and he just always came through. He just did what he said he was going to do. I had grown to have a trust for him, because everything that he said that he was going to do, he did. When he said he was going to call me, he called me. When he said he was going to text me, when he said he was going to bring me down to meet his parents, he did everything he said. He never faltered on what he said he was going to do. When he said he was going to do it, he did it. Number two, he challenged me spiritually. Like, I had never had any, and I had dated, men in the church, men that, were saved or Christians or whatever, and never had anybody that challenged me in the word. We would, over the phone, because we were long distance, over the phone, like literally crack open the scriptures together and go like, not toe to toe, but like, no, like this is in there. Like, you need to read this and reevaluate the way you're thinking about this. And I remember having to call him back one time and be like, dude, you're right about this. And I had never experienced that ever. He challenged me to be better spiritually. He made me want to be better for God. I mean, and when I look back on it, it wasn't really a challenge. It was kind of like a glimpse as to how he was going to be leading our family spiritually. And ladies, I want you to remember this. If he's not leading in spiritual things in the unmarried state, that's a picturesque portrait of what your marriage is going to look like. I'm not saying people can't change and things like that, but wouldn't you want to see glimpses of leadership in the man that you're going to be, following, that's going to be your head? Number three, he pursued me like Christ would. And that's what really, I guess, kind of broke me, because I was kind of like, say, bruh, this ain't what you want. Move around. There's some probably beautiful girls in Houston that you can find. I'm all the way up in Oklahoma City. This ain't what you want. But he kept saying, just give me a chance. He kept pursuing me. Like, he wanted me. Like, I'm like, what is it that you want from me, dude? But he wanted to keep moving forward. So that gave me a peace. And I had been in other relationships, so-called Christian relationships, and that I thought that I prayed about, but I really didn't pray about it. I just went forward with it because it was what I thought that I wanted for my life, but it really wasn't. But this is what God wanted for my life, and I really prayed and fasted and wanted God. I was at a stage in my life where I'm like, God, I want to know if this is it. I can't move forward, God, until you tell me. I'm not going to do this anymore in any other relationship until I know that this is who you have for my life. Once I got to that place of peace, I kept moving forward. And ladies, I want you to remember this. If you continue on in things and in relationships without the master's piece, then you're easily going to become a side piece. I had a piece. And I just want to encourage some ladies out there, some women. I was one of those women that thought that I wasn't ever going to get married, that all the good men were gone or taken or married, or that some men were, in jail. I'm just going to be real. All the men are either in jail, or they're on the down low, or they're just, no good. And I was like, you know what? Just forget it. I'm just not gonna get married. And I remember telling that to my mother, and she'd encourage me, just wait, God's gonna send you that Boaz. And when he came into my life, he did a lot of restoration, a lot of healing took place, and it just restored my faith to know. And I mean, I just want to encourage, like I said, some women to let you know there's still some awesome men out there, and just know that it's in God's timing. It's not in your timing. Because I thought I should have been married long before, right when I graduated from college or whatever. But that wasn't God's will for my life. And I'm glad that, he came along when he did, because it was right on time, because it was God's timing. Those were just some things that God showed me just to solidify, like, this is the king for your life. This is the Boaz that I have for you. So I really hope through, you know, this webisode, I can encourage some ladies, because I know a lot of you were in the same place that I was in my life, and or you know, you're still in that place in your life. And just be encouraged, you know, focus on God, trust in Him. That's one thing. I was still, you know, in church, serving, in the field, working. So if you are believing God to send you that Boaz or that king, just continue to pursue after him, love on him, and in that right timing, like I said before, God will send him to you.
For me, I think the biggest part was restoration. Because I knew my assignment. I think that's so critical and fundamental for us to understand. You can't detour your God sent. You could she tried to push me away. You know, she tried to basically discourage me on how this wasn't going to work. But you can't detour your God sent. What God has for you is for you. Yeah. And I knew that my assignment was to restore. And I think for any brothers watching this, don't complain about what you're assigned to heal. And for ladies watching this, an indicator that he could be a counterfeit is he does complain about what he's assigned to heal. If other people planted seeds before he got there, the God sent is willing to mow the yard, to work through the crops, to dig through the dirt, because he has a miner's work ethic. There's gold under all of this. Wow. So hopefully both of these webisodes blessed you. How did I know my wife was the one? How did she know her husband was the one? This is Redefined TV,
where we're redefining relationships
righteously.